You're listening to the 49 Carats Podcast, a 49ers Goldmine production with Stephanie Sanchez.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Podcast. I'm your host, Steph, and today joining me is North Dakota State defensive end Spencer Waege. He's having difficulties with the video, so we're just going to go with the audio here. How are you doing today, Spencer?
Doing really well. How are you?
Not too bad. We're going to go ahead and just ask you a few questions here because I don't know why I'm saying we. It's just me here. Ask you a few questions, just get to know you a little bit better, talk about your time at North Dakota State and how you've been preparing for the draft. You spent your entire college career at North Dakota State, right? Your first team All-Conference and All-American in the 2021 spring season. But then after that, your 2021 season was cut short. You did suffer a torn ACL and meniscus. What was that time like for you? Like, walk me through your mindset throughout all of that, because clearly you had the right one because you bounced right back the next season. So how was that year of recovery for you?
Yeah, so I mean that was really a tough time for me. Just came off a spring season where I played pretty well for it being a shorter season and just kind of a different type of football schedule than what everyone's used to. I had a lot of excitement going into that fall, which was supposed to originally be my true senior season, my 5th year in Fargo, and I was excited to have a big year. And like you had mentioned, 3rd game of the year, we were out in Townsend, and I ended up tearing my ACL and meniscus early 3rd quarter when we already had the game in hand. So, it wasn't, no one ever wants to get hurt, and especially with an injury that serious. And so then having to be sidelined the rest of that fall season and, watch my teammates go out there and play every Saturday, that was something I really hadn't ever experienced, really being sidelined for that amount of time. So, that kind of took a toll on me. And then when it came to the rehab, just to always continue trying to find little things to get excited about each day through the process. If that was, I could move my range of motion was just a little bit better each day in my knee, or I could tell I was getting stronger. So, I mean, I just had to try and find little things to kind of keep me motivated, because, I mean, it was easy to kind of let myself spiral into, kind of some more negative thinking.
Yeah, well, it definitely seemed like you found the positivity in it, because you definitely bounced back, and you bounced back strong. I mean, in 2022, you had 51 tackles, 17 and a half tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. I think you even had a blocked field goal, right? So you were just all over the place. You did it all for the Bisons. And it was because of the COVID year that you guys had that gave you the opportunity to come back for that 6th year, right? So how important do you think that extra year was for you, knowing that you had that opportunity to show what you had after that injury?
Yeah, no, for me, it was really huge. I don't know if I would have been granted a medical or not, with where I got hurt in the season, or how that all would have played out. So thankfully I knew I had the COVID year in my back pocket and could use that. And I knew that 6th year then for me was really going to be a huge year, because, I had to come back out then and basically, one, prove to myself that I'm still the same player and can play at a high level. But then, show everyone else too that, just because of the knee injury, it didn't slow me down. It didn't, make me take a step back, and that I could still play at a really high level. And, I was really excited when I was cleared and stuff. I believe I was a little even weighed more and stuff than what I did when I got hurt. And so I was even bigger when I came back, and, trying to find the positives and everything. And, just that year in the weight room of lifting upper body too, I think really helped me out a lot.
Yeah, so it's actually a really big blessing in disguise. I know that COVID year, really impacted not just, NDSU, but a few other schools as well that opted not to play that season. What was the personal impact that it had on you? And what was it like getting to play again after such a long time?
Yeah, it was ups and downs that first COVID fall, because things had kind of slowed down to where we could come back to be around everybody and start kind of playing football. And You know, I remember we were there was a fall camp practice, and you know, we come off the field, and you know, everyone's looking at their phones in the locker room, and all of a sudden, like, we see on Twitter that our season got canceled. And so then from there, you know, guys were like trying to figure out what do we do. Coaches are trying to figure out what do we do. There's just so much, you know, unknown. No one ever dealt with this. And then so, you know, basically not playing that fall, and then knowing that when we came back in the spring that, you know, we're basically, we're going to play football for a year straight. You know, we were going to play into May and then have a couple months off and then start again in August. So, you know, we knew that it was going to take a toll on our body, and we were going to have to try and get ahead of it as, you know, much as we can and do whatever we could for recovery. And, but, you know, guys, when it came time in the spring, we were just excited to play football again.
Yeah, I mean, that was just definitely a unique situation for everyone. There's been a number of former teammates of yours who have gone on to declare for the draft. They've gone through the process. A lot of them are in the NFL now. You know, Christian Watson, Dylan Redunds, a certain 49ers quarterback, Trey Lance. Have you been in contact with any of those guys throughout this process? And if so, like, what's been their advice to you?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've talked, Christian was, he came in with me. So he was he was in my recruiting class. So, you know, I've talked to him, I've talked to Dylan. I was fortunate enough to, not this past season, the season I got hurt. My roommates that year, Cordell Volson and Braden Thomas, Cordell ended up being a 4th-round pick by the Bengals, and Braden was on practice squad for the Rams all season. So, you know, I had really close friends and buddies of mine who went through it, and, you know, pick their brain about different things. Just what they did leading up to their pro day and combine, just, you know, what to do, what not to do, kind of what to expect. And then now, even just from them going through being in the league for a year now, you know, they've told me, you know, the differences in college, and, you know, just kind of gave me a nice little heads up on things to come.
Yeah, there's definitely some differences to keep in mind. And you also have Cody, right? Cody Mock, who's currently in the same boat as you in terms of, you know, preparing for the draft. So, what has your pre-draft training looked like for you? Like, what's a typical training day for you right now?
Yeah, so me and Cody, we actually we signed with the same agent, so we're going through this together too. Mainly right now it's a lot of it, you know, wake up, eat, and we'll go and usually do our speed work running in the morning. And, you know, from there, kind of just depends on the day, whether we're working 40 or, you know, the agility stuff with the 5-10-5 or the L drill. But we go out, do that, come back, and usually get a little downtime, and then lift in about early afternoon. And, you know, something that me and Cody always talk about is just how much different it is from college workouts. You know, here it's, you know, your body, it's okay, how's your body feel? Like, we want you to always, you know, make sure your body is feeling good. If any little thing's bugging you, like, let's shut it down and not, you know, try and make it worse. Where college, you know, you're trying to, you know, you don't want to be the guy that says like, oh, this is kind of bugging me. Like, you got to tough everything out, and, you know, basically yourself in every workout you do. And it's just seeing how different that is for draft prep.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta imagine even some of the testing that, you know, you have to go through and for the pro days and all that. Some of those things you're never gonna have to train for ever again, right? So there's definitely that aspect to it too. And I know you're probably preparing for your pro day now at this point. Is there anything in particular that you're looking to show or improve on, you know, for your pro day?
You know, nothing really sticks out. I'm excited for pro day just because I'll be the heaviest I've been. I think I plan to weigh in right at 290. That's what I've been here the last couple weeks now. And, you know, I'm just excited to go run and, you know, jump and do everything, and, you know, be able to showcase that, you know, I can move really well for 290.
Yeah, awesome. And you did get to participate in the Hula Bowl as well. Congrats on that, by the way. That I feel like the Hula Bowl, any of those you know, pre-draft bowl games are a great opportunity. You know, not just for yourself, but teams to see you as well, right? And for you to meet with teams. And it's really also just an opportunity to get a little teaser of NFL coaching for you guys. So what was that like for you? What was that experience like?
Yeah, no, it was it was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed being able to play in the Hula Bowl. It was something that was kind of like unique for me, was just kind of, the different styles of coaching. In Fargo, I was so used to everything being basically kind of down to a science, and having kind of an answer for everything. And then when we got to the Hula Bowl, and obviously they're trying to try to teach us a defense in less than a week, and just kind of the coaching ways of this is the gap you're responsible for, but you're a football player. End of the day, like, you're talented, go make plays. So it was just kind of a different style, and learned a lot of different things while I was down there, and it was just one heck of an experience.
Yeah, I mean, you and Jordan Ferguson were maybe two of the most disruptive guys out there, and you got yourself a sack, right?
Yep.
I know you told me you met with the 49ers while you were out there. How do you think that meeting went for you?
Oh, I thought it went really well. It was one of those two. It was funny because the scout that was there, I remember him when he had came through Fargo and showed up at practice and stuff, and so just kind of getting to actually like sit there and talk with him, and talk about different things, life, football, and everything else. It was just kind of a really cool deal for me.
Yeah, and I could definitely see how you'd be a scheme fit for the Niners, like as a 4-3 defensive end. But I've also seen you work from the inside as well. Do you have any preference on where you line up, or you just kind of like you go with the flow wherever coach wants to line you up? You can get it done.
I'm pretty go with the flow with where I need to play. That's what was one thing that was nice about NDSU for me too, was they kind of saw my versatility, and not so much this past season, but when I was in my younger days, I played a lot of 3 tech, played a lot inside, but then was also played a lot at D end as well. And I mean, there was times where games where if we were doing a true 3 down in a pass rush situation, I'd line up in a 0 nose, and I've been everything to a wide 9. So I think I just kind of got some real versatility of where I can line up.
Yeah, I mean that versatility is going to go a long way at the next level for sure. Now, I have one last question for you. If anyone in the comments has questions, feel free to ask them as well. We got some time here, but because you're embarking on a new journey here, maybe come April, there's going to be a number of fans who are going to be extra curious about you once you join a team. They're going to be wanting to find out more about you. They might come across this video. So what can you say that a team, a fan base is getting with Spencer Waege?
They're definitely getting a hard worker. It's one of those things. It's been a dream for me to be in this opportunity since I was little. And, for me, it's always been about playing football. So, I'm going to come in, work my butt off, do everything I can, give everything I got. So, and that's, things that being in Fargo instilled on me as well. So, I mean, the biggest thing that I'm going to say is they're just going to get one heck of a hard worker.
Great answer. Nathan here has a question. He says, can you ask him if he can play linebacker?
Yeah. So, I mean, we did a little bit in Fargo where we would drop our DNs and kind of playing some coverage and stuff. And, I always thought I did pretty well at it. I don't think it'll be a thing where a team picks me to, play an outside linebacker position, just kind of with the weight I've gained and everything. But I definitely feel like I have the ability to, be able to do some linebacker type things.
Yeah. Again, that versatility just showing up once again. Spencer, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I know, it's probably a busy time for you right now, but I appreciate it once again for you coming on here and giving us some time to get to know you.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, of course. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you like this type of content. I'll be interviewing a lot of players throughout the draft process, and much like Spencer, and make sure that you guys are subscribed. But for now, have a good rest of your Wednesday, people. Peace.